What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. This week we got this wonderful grandmaster starting back, and it is just raining loot. I'm telling you, it's so easy to get if you want a god roll hung jury, if you need ascendant shards, you just want to farm for exotic rolls. This thing's incredible. Today I'm going to show you how to get through this grandmaster easily, and it's all thanks to Strand. If this helps you out and you enjoy it, don't forget to drop a like, sub, ring the bell, all that jazz. Appreciate you guys. I love you all. Let's get into it real quick. I want to show you what's going on. First of all, this thing right here is a God's gift for this, okay? I do recommend 2 people using Polaris Lands, 1 person rocking Arbalest. You don't have to rock Arbalest. It helps a little bit with the barriers, and so having this thing is insane. It's a solar burn. It's fantastic. It stuns the unstops. This thing's great. This thing's great, and you never have to reload as long as you're hitting your shots. And when they are, well, stationary, it's very easy to hit their shots. So it's great. I recommend you using it. Moving on, the reason that we're even using Strand. So with the Hunter, I'm getting 2 dodges. And if you want to take a look at the mods real quick, this is exactly how I've got it set up. I'm not going to get into depth real quick about it, but this is how I have it set up. But I get 2 dodges, which means I can slam and suspend the target twice without having to worry about anything. And then in addition to that, because I'm a hunter, I get 2 of the shackle grenades. Basically, if I use both my grenades and I use both my slams, I end up getting a 5th grenade back, which is fantastic. And if I continue to shoot the target, which I never have to reload, you'd have one of these, where is it at? Dealing damage, generates grenade energy. I can actually get even a 6th. It's basically, they stay suspended. I mean, they stay suspended. It's so easy if you are constantly dealing damage, you're getting grenade energy, and then all of a sudden you are suspending your target with shackle grenades. And between all the mods, real quick, I mean, like, you throw grenades, you get energy back. Dealing damage with your grenades gives you class ability, and then down here we've got, doing your class ability gives you grenade back. So it's kind of like a little bit full cycle. It's not endless or anything, but it's just enough. You know what I'm saying? So I do recommend it. I'm going to show you guys a really quick, easygoing. These guys found me up on Twitch while I was live and said, hey, can you help us out? And I said, yeah, sure. We got in here. We did it pretty much flawlessly. Let's get into the footage. Alright, so once you get in, forget about all the ads that you see in front of you. Just hop on your Sparrow, drive off to the left side as followed. You're going to climb these mountains, stay up on the left side, and then you're going to take out this one turret up on the left. After that's done, you're going to turn your attention to the one unstoppable down in the valley, usually on the right side. Just finish him off from range. Then finally, you'll see me turn my attention to the left, where you'll see a barrier. I just threw out a suspend, and I let him just hang there, and I just pecked away at him. My teammates were ready with the pulse rifles to help break his barrier in the event that he ended up, popping it. Um, that's why I like to have at least one person with Arby, just in case that time comes. But anyway, after he's dead, you clear all the rest of the little ads. You'll see one more unstop push out from, I guess the area of which you're going to end up doing most of the fighting. You just suspend him, and it's cakewalk. Now, once the boss spawns, you get one more unstop that spawns along with him. Just play your cover. Don't let the boss beam you. He's pretty lethal with that minigun, and it does not take but a few bullets to kill you. So just bait the unstop into coming your direction. You suspend him, you take him out, and then it's just you and the boss. You just get some angles on him, start pecking away, and just play your cover. At least one team member should be on the far left side, if not 2, and then one team member should be on the far right side. The reason you want to split up is because you don't want the boss to be focused on like all 3 of you, and you want one person to be over here to, peck away at his backside, and then you want to be at this doorway so that when you end up getting the health low enough for the shield to spawn, then you can stun the unstop in these ads as soon as they come out the door, and you can take those out so that you don't have to worry about them getting different angles on you. Once he's dead, let the 2 on the left side gain the boss's attention, and then the one that's on the far right is going to sneak into the barrier, destroying the generator without the boss actually knowing that he's even there. Now, if you are the person that's sneaking into the generator, keep in mind you can use the generator as a bullet shield. It can just sit there and take the bullets all day long until the other people can gain the attention back again. Now, the next room you'll come to right before you jump down into the chaos room filled with tanks. If you feel safer, which these guys did, you can actually shoot the interceptors through the little square. It takes a little bit of time to do with your skeleton pulses. If you want to waste a little bit of heavy, whatever. You can take out the interceptors before you go down so that they don't take you out when you're trying to get into position behind the giant walls. Now, this room is all about target prioritization. First, you're going to want to take out those snipers. Those things are probably the most lethal right off the bat. Then you get the hefty guy with the void cannon right in the middle. And any ads that get close to you are your next priority. So if there's an ad that's kind of pushing you, little cabal or whatever, you take those guys out. But if there's none, then you're going to focus on that guy with the void cannon in the middle. I'll suspend him, and you take him out. Finally, once that's done, you're going to take out the interceptor at the back and the barriers pretty much last. Now, if you can leave the one yellow bar scion at the back of the room, if you can leave him alive, do so. He's lethal if you get within arm's reach, but other than that, he's not too scary. And you just run around and make sure y'all pick up any ammo that you may need, or at least take a deep breath before you spawn the tanks. Once the second wave starts, it's very similar as priorities. Start with the snipers, and if anything gets too close, you take those out. The guy with the cannon in the middle. Then you get an angle on the tanks just like you see here. So the tanks are not too difficult, they're just intimidating. And finally, you'll take out the barriers basically last in the room, and then you'll check for ammo and you're on to glory. Right down the hall, you're greeted by an unstop and a yellow bar. Just keep your distance, stun them, knock them out, and clean up house. When you enter that room, watch out for flying rocks. I know that sounds silly, but in one of these games, I did end up getting hit with a crazy rock, and it just destroyed me. It was actually quite funny, though. Now, you have one person grab the ball and basically just drop it, and your other two are just going to take out the two gladiators that are going to push through the doorway. Once you do that, then you have a turret on your left. That thing will mess you up, so be careful. There's actually two of them, but only one of them is real threatening. Then you have a barrier and two yellow bars on your right, and you're just going to throw a suspend grenade, suspend them, take them out, move on to the next room. Once you're in the next room, you have three guys greet you, a turret at the top left, a turret at the back right, and one barrier. It was pretty easy. You just suspend the barrier, you take out those turrets. I do focus on the turrets a lot because I cannot tell you how much they will burn you down. Now when we're going back into this next room after you have a teammate grab the ball, right? Take a look at this clip. Just like before, you have two gladiators coming at you, and you have a barrier and a couple ads spawning on the left. I want you to pay attention to how many times I suspend here, because this is kind of the point of it. I used one grenade on the barrier, and then another one on the gladiator. I was hoping to get both of them, but I didn't get it. So I had to use a slam on the second gladiator. I used another grenade on a cabal, which I felt threatened by for whatever reason. I used another slam to get the gladiators, and at this point, I've gotten 5 suspends. I still have a grenade available, which I then throw at the barrier, which is a 6 suspend, and in a very short time frame, all thanks to the way the mods are set up, and more specifically, that one particular fragment that allows you to get grenade energy whenever you're doing damage. Now, there's a lot of traffic at this next door, so don't be afraid to use all your supers. You do get your super back at the final boss, and so that's great. You have one unstop and one barrier to be concerned with, a bunch of dogs, and a little bit of ads in your gravy. Yo, so hear me out real quick. This boss can seem very intimidating, but it's all about tempo and keeping a steady pace. And let me explain. When you enter, go to the back of the room where the boss will spawn. There's a big platform with a tunnel going underneath it, alright? This tunnel is going to allow you to go from one side to the other, and it's all the protection you're going to need throughout this entire interaction. You can't really stay in there because every now and then it does kind of light on fire, but you can hop straight through it and you'll be safe. It allows you to get from one side to the other. Now, As she spawns, she's going to do two things. She's going to shoot some meatballs up in the air. Go ahead real quick, aim your scout up there, take them out, because they are the priority and they are the leading cause of death in this room. Now, right above you is going to spawn 3 adds, just 3, one with a shield and just 2 normal Cabal. Take those out, and then from this point, you're just basically dancing around her shots and prioritizing shooting the meatballs. Always prioritize shooting the meatballs over everything else. Those are going to do the most damage and going to give you the most threat. So take your time, shoot the meatballs. Do a little damage to her, shoot the meatballs. Do a little bit more damage, shoot the meatballs. Once you get her shield up, then an unstop's going to spawn. Be ready. Just be ready. Stun him, and then burn him down as fast as possible and get back to shooting meatballs. Once both unstops are done, just like earlier where we kind of put 2 people on one side and 1 person on another, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to get 1 person to go near the entrance and the other 2 to stay back near the tunnel. You want the people on the tunnel to have her attention. All they're doing is kind of dodging, jumping around, avoiding her shots, but more specifically, they're on meatball duty. As soon as she launches meatballs, they're going to try to take them out. Your job, or the person's job that's shooting the generator, is just going to sneak in behind, in between volleys of meatballs, and take out the generator. Now, I will say there's a second way. She only does so many volleys of meatballs. So if you do want to wait them out, I think it's like 13 or something like that. You can just wait it out, then you can take out the generator. Now quickly make your way back to your homies, and there'll be 3 more adds, same 3, spawn in the same location. Take those out real quick, and you get back to poking at the boss. Watch out for those meatballs. Once you get her shield procced a second time, make your way to sprint toward the entrance. This is going to do 2 things that is great for your fire team. 1, it's going to put a lot of distance between you and the meatballs flying your way, giving you plenty of time to react. And 2, it's going to put a lot of distance between you and the unstoppables that are spawning. That way you can get the stuns, and y'all can peck away with your scouts, or heavy, or whatever you so choose. Now once you've done that, again, same exact strat with the shield. You're going to have 1 person sneak up underneath near the edge of the tunnel. The other 2 are just going to be on meatball duty. Go to whichever side she's not standing, jump up, shoot the generator, go back underneath the tunnel. She's going to jump out into the middle. You guys burn her down and get ready to receive one of the biggest loot piles you've ever received in Destiny 2, because this is the most insane amount of loot that you can get. It's got double drops this week, and you can't miss out on this farm. If you made it this far, please drop a like and sub so you can see every single week the new content. Anyway, peace, love. Y'all stay positive. Later.